Hey gang, John Bacarella here with your Lake St. Clair Fishing Report, brought to you by Sportsmen's Direct. It is Thursday, May 27th, and man, what a difference a week can make, right, from temperatures. Like today it was like chilly outside. It was in the 40s this morning when I got up. Just a week ago we had lows in the mid to upper 70s, so that water temperature's climbed down at Belle Isle now to about 62 degrees, and it was actually even higher than that. But that cold night last night chilled it down a little bit, and it's going to continue to chill things down, probably a couple of degrees. And the shallows and the flats along the mile roads in tight's gonna cool off quite a bit. So I'd imagine that's going to slow down this smallmouth spawn significantly, and which was probably a good thing, because I mean honestly it just exploded last week. And for those of you that were fishing for the smallies last week in the crowds, you probably saw maybe some of the greatest smallmouth activity that maybe you've ever experienced, because it was boom time last week. Now with this cold front coming in and the rain that we've had, and we're going to have cold temps. I mean, I just looked at the 10-day forecast, and it's going to stay much more seasonable to even below average for the next several days, at least for the next week. So that's definitely going to slow down that smallmouth bite. Doesn't mean you can't catch fish. You still can. There's still going to be fish in there. That water temperature is still more than warm enough for those fish, but definitely, especially for the next day or so, things are going to slow down significantly. Now, for the walleye guys, what this cold front mean? Well, it means some rain, thankfully. It means some rain. It means a little bit of some wind. So it's going to mean that visibility out in the St. Clair River, the Detroit River, and the main lake out here should go down a little bit, and it's going to definitely help the bite, especially for you jiggers. I'm hoping that first thing in the morning rule goes away, and you're going to start to get a more extended bite. Although for you guys that are dragging harnesses, either in the Detroit River or the St. Clair River, you don't care about that, because the fishing has been so stinking good dragging harnesses. You're like, well, why do I want anything to change? Because they've been just slaughtering them on harnesses. So pulling those bottom bouncers with anywhere from 2.5 to 4 ounce bottom bouncers up in that St. Clair River has just been crazy hot. So imagine you guys don't want it to slow down. Same thing for the whippers. I know it's been more crowded out there than normal. There's a lot more people that have gotten into whipping at night, and that whipping bite has just been phenomenal as well, going up there in the St. Clair River. So why would you want anything to change? But there's a lot of guys that want to jig, and it's going to help. If this water dirties up, we're going to get some mud lines that are going to form. Like even up there on the St. Clair River, out in front of the Black, you're going to get mud line, good mud line. Out here on the lake, coming out of the Clinton River, Salt River, the spillway, down there by Ford's Cove area where Milk Creek comes out down there. Any of these places that are going to get some runoff from this rain that we're supposed to get tomorrow, Friday, should definitely put some mud lines out there, concentrate these fish, concentrate the bait fish, and it should make for some much improved trolling action for the walleye guys. So let's hope that happens. Now, before I forget, I was at the Crocker Road boat launch this morning, and they were just finishing things up down there, and they were getting ready to push the docks in today. So I'm hoping that this weather change that we've got coming doesn't give us a hard east wind that's going to bunk that all up down there again, because those folks have worked really hard for over the last week or so trying to clean out all that sludge and debris and logs and everything that blew into that Crocker launch. But they are supposed to be pushing those docks in there today, so it should be open for the weekend. Again, that's barring some kind of weather catastrophe. But they pulled just, I don't even want to guess how many yards of stuff they pulled out of that bay. So I'm hoping they got the lion's share of it out of there, so it'll be open for business the rest of the season. But we're keeping our fingers crossed for that, because on a busy Memorial weekend, we're going to need all the boat launches that we can get. Now, the weather is supposed to be pretty nice this weekend. After we get through tomorrow, we're supposed to warm up at least up into the mid to upper 60s on Saturday and the 70s on Sunday. So that should make for some pretty darn comfortable fishing conditions for you folks that want to get out there. Now, even had a little bit of a mayfly hatch reported the last couple of days, because it got so warm. We started to get a mayfly hatch in some of these marinas around here, which triggered a pretty darn good bluegill bite and pumpkin seed bite, although that bite's been going pretty strong already, but it even made things better. So the panfish bite is going in the shallows, and this cold front may push some of those seeds and those gills off the beds, I would guess, because the water temperature is going to fall back. But the white bass run has really started to take hold now, and I'm getting reports even down at the point at Metro Beach that they're taking some pretty good numbers of white bass. Same thing should be the case at 9 Mile and all the different points around here for you folks that want to chase them. South River Road, there should be white bass down there on the points as well. Shorecasters even along the lake have started picking up walleyes, even with the cleaner conditions, water conditions. So that bite should improve too for the shorecasters in the area, especially those early morning hours and the evening hours, which are traditional walleye times for these guys. One of our guys was out at 9 Mile just a few days ago, and he almost took a limit. Actually did take a limit, but he threw one back. It was just on the small side. But so the shore anglers, you should be able to get out and get some of that walleye action going now too this time of the year. And then of course you've got all the Rockies that are still spawning along the shoreline, which is great for the kids. So if you're taking kids out this weekend, and usually Memorial Weekend's a big picnicking weekend, if you're taking them out, get those kids to fish right down along the docks and stuff around the rocks. And if you want to get minnows or small jigs or whatnot, they should have some great action on what's left of those Rockies that are spawning along the shoreline. And then if you get down to some of these points, maybe get them in on some white bass action. If those fish are in close enough, that's a hoot to get kids on those white bass. Even if you got to cast for them and then hand them the pole, let them retrieve them in, it's a blast watching fish catch all these white bass when they come in. And that should be going all down on the Detroit River too. That ought to be exploding at any of those access points down on the Detroit River if you want to get a little easier little fishing access for these white bass, and down in the lower part of the river as well too. Let's see, that's about all we've got going on this weekend. It's going to be a busy one, I'm sure, with it being a holiday weekend, although there'll always be people that'll head up north. So it's always kind of a catch-22 as if the lake's going to be insane. And with it being cooler, maybe it'll be better for you guys out there with the fishing rigs, so that you don't have as many of the go-fast boats driving you crazy. But it'll probably be busy for sure. So get out early, take advantage of that early morning walleye bite. Look for those mud lines from this rain that we got coming in this weekend. Concentrate on that green off-colored water on the outside edges of those mud lines, and I think you'll do well. And we'll see you at the shops this weekend. Hey, if you like this video content and you want to get updated as soon as the next video is out there, hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon, and you'll get notified as soon as the next video is up.